So it is related to the treasury management. It is related to treasury management. So let me give you a brief introduction related to treasury management, that what is treasury management. So treasury management is related to that there are different functionaries in the bank. Likewise, there is a HR department, there is credit department and the other departments associated. But when it comes to the maintenance of the CRR, SLR, and further when it comes to the maintenance of the ALM, that is the asset liability management, or we can say it is related to the portfolio management, related to the capital exposure and the security investment related structure, those all are basically covered under the treasury management. Those all are covered under the treasury management. So previously we can say that the treasury was working as a liquidity management. It was working as what? It was working as a liquidity management. I already told you that as per the regulator, as per the Reserve Bank of India, we are to maintain the CRR, we are to maintain the SLR, and further we are to maintain the adequate cash balances so as to meet the day-to-day requirement. For our liquidity purposes, we do require the balances for day-to-day requirement. Okay, so that is basically related to what? That is related to the treasury management. And further, it is related to if we are having any kind of the surplus, if these funds are remained vacant, in that particular case, those will basically a separate cost to us. So it is up to the treasury that they are to invest these vacant funds. Okay, so that these could be operated upon in the different investments or portfolios, and further we could earn out of it. Okay, and also sourcing funds to bridge occasional gaps in the cash flow. It may be the case that we are short of funds. It may be the case that we are short of funds because the preferences, the volatility of the day-to-day demand is there. So let us take the case that on the day one, the demand was related to 200 crores only. The payments were made of amount 200 crore rupees pan in bank level, and further on the second day the requirement was 115 crore. On the third day, it may be the case that the requirement is 500 crore, and we are having right now in our hand the funds related to 350 crore only. Now there is gap. There is a shortfall of how many crores? There is a shortfall of 150 crore. So as to bridge the particular gap between the inflows and outflows, it is also related to the treasury management. Okay, and further I already told you that there is a regulatory imposed capitals which are to be maintained, and that also comes under the treasury itself. So in banking, the treasury also responsible to meet the reserve requirements, to meet up the reserve requirements. So as per the Reserve Bank of India, we need to maintain the, as per the RBI Act, Reserve Bank of India Act section 42 subsection 1, we are to maintain, the scheduled banks are to maintain a fixed percentage of the net demand time liabilities with the Reserve Bank of India in the form of cash, that is said to be the CRR. Okay, and also we need to maintain the SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, as per the section 24 of the Banking Regulation Act. Now these particular ratios are to be maintained by the banks, and further these can be maintained by the bank, and further these are operated upon by the treasury department itself. Okay, that is related to the functionaries of the treasury department as a liquidity management. Now the treasury is not only related to the liquidity, but it is also related to the investment purposes. Like we can say that the treasury department, if we say we are having the treasury department, now this treasury department also invests in the foreign exchange, it also invests in the forex market, also invest in the capital market, and also invest into the money market. So the money market instrument that are ranging from 1 day to 1 year, capital market instrument where we deal with securities, bonds, shares, etc., and the foreign exchange markets where we do deal with the convertibility of the interconvertibility of the rupee with the other currencies. Okay, now all these departments are looked into and are operated by the treasury department itself. Okay, so that is the next point, that is investing funds in approved securities to the extent required under the SLR. That is basically related to the liquidity function we are covering for the treasury right now. Okay, then it is related to the treasury. Treasury function was essentially the liquidity management. So previously it was related to only related to the liquidity management from the organizational point of view, that we need to maintain the funds for day-to-day activity purposes. We need to maintain the, if there is any gap between the liquidity, we need to cover that bridge particularly, and further we also need to fulfill our CRR and SLR requirement. Those particular operations are dealt by the treasury department itself. Next it says treasury connects core activity of the bank with the financial markets, that is related to the deposit taking and lending with the financial market. So if you are having the surplus funds, now these funds can be invested into the various markets, like I already told you, related to the foreign exchange market, capital market, and money market itself. Okay, so then it is related to the Treasury plays an active role in asset liability management. Related to asset liability management and with its constant exposure to the markets is well placed to the advise the management of the bank in internal decisions of the treasury. Now what actually happens, like we can say the bank is having 2000 crores of deposits. Overall the bank is having 2000 crores of deposits and bank has lent 1500 crore rupees. The bank has lent 1500 crore rupees, or we can say the bank has lent rupees 1000 crore rupees. Now there are 1000 crore rupees left with the bank. Now further the banks are to maintain the CRR, the banks are to maintain the SLR. Still let us take the case that the banks are left with 500 crores of the funds which are vacant. Now these 500 crore funds are basically used to be invested into the different markets where we can earn a return, because we have to pay the interest on 2000 crore rupees on an average. Okay, and further we are earning only and only from 1000 crore rupees. In case of CRR we are having no earnings. In case of SLR you are earning only and only up to the amount which is invested in the government securities. Is that clear? Okay, now the rest of the 500 crore is vacant. If we want to earn a money out of it, that is a function related to whom? That is a function related to the treasury management itself. Okay, so the treasury plays an active role in asset liability management with its constant exposure to the market, is well placed to advise. So whatsoever the decisions are to be taken in the treasury department, there must be the management over there which will be taking the internal decisions. Okay, further related to the treasury, it is related to integrated treasury. It is related to the integrated treasury. So it refers to the integration of money market, securities market and further foreign exchange operations. I already told you that these further functions, these operations are basically implemented by the treasury department itself. Whether it is related to the money market, whether it is related to the securities market, or we can say the capital market, or it is related to the foreign exchange operations, these operations are performed by the integrated treasury. So integrated treasury is simply it is basically a concept. Okay, it is basically a concept. So the department is all same and the same department is dealing in the operations of these three. Okay, so integrated treasury is a direct result of the reforms of the financial sector. So there were financial sector reforms, and further the most important reforms were related to the deregulation of the interest rates. So previously, if we go back to the 90s, the interest rate was regulated. The interest rate was regulated. The upper limit of the interest to be charged, the lower limit of the interest to be charged was basically regulated, and further there was the convertibility of the rupee was not allowed. But now for the current account, the rupee is fully convertible, and also for the capital account transaction, the rupee is convertible, partially convertible we can say, and it is mostly convertible in case of the capital account transactions too. Okay, so there is automatic route through which the transactions are approved for the capital and account transactions, capital and current transactions. Okay, so rupee is freely convertible on current account as I already told you, and to large extent it is convertible on capital account too. And further there are major relaxation which are allowed by the Reserve Bank of India, Now in this case particularly FDI has been allowed. Now the investors from the foreign country can basically invest into the India. They can basically freely invest in the India, and further there are automatic routes. And further there is minimal documentation, and further the different guidelines are not there. They're not difficult guidelines over there which basically prevent the investments from the overseas. Okay, so what do I meant to say? I meant to say that in the case of the events which were basically related to the deregulation of interest, or whether these were related to the convertibility of the rupee, that particularly led that there is a free inflow and free outflow of the foreign currency into the Indian economy itself. So now there is free movement of the Indian currency into the Indian economy, and also there is free outflow of the foreign currency from the Indian economy itself. Okay, so now basically that led to that there are minimal guidelines or stipulated guidelines over which the banks need to take care of, and further they can do participate in the global market functions itself. Okay, so now the banks and the corporates are allowed that they can basically borrow of the funds by way of the investments or by the way of the ECBs, that is the external commercial borrowings, or it may also be the case that there are overseas direct investments. It may be also the case that there are overseas direct investment by the Indian corporates and foreign currency operations of the resident Indians. Is that clear? Now, banks also have been allowed large limits in proportion to their net worth for overseas borrowing and investment. Okay, so now the banks are free. Now they are having the freedom so as to invest a large amount in the borrowings. So they can borrow a large amount, and further they can also invest a large amount overseas. Previously, this was not possible. That basically led to the importance of the Treasury Department itself. Now, the workflow, or we can say the work operation area of the Treasury Department is more important after the deregulations, particularly after the deregulation of interest and convertibility of the rupee. Is that clear? Okay. Now the banks gain the wider access to the foreign currency funds. Now the banks are having the wider foreign currency funds, whether it is by way of the offshore operations, or they are having the NRI deposits in the form of the NRE accounts, FCNR accounts, RFC accounts, or it may be the diamond dollar account, or it may be the other types of the accounts which the banks are maintaining, in which the foreign currency is allowed to be deposited. Okay, and also the banks can avail the loan by way of the line of credit. They can avail the loans by way of the ECB. They can have the investment from the overseas investors. That basically lead to what? That basically leads to the inflow outflow in a free manner. Okay, and that is why the banks now need not to distinguish between the rupee cash flows and foreign currency cash flow, and an integrated cash flow has become the basis of the treasury operations. Previously it was there that we were looking at the factor that it is related to the Indian rupee is inflowing or foreign currency is outflowing. We were looking into those factors previously, but now this is not the case. Okay, so funds can be transferred with ease. Now the funds can be transferred with ease. Integrated treasury therefore is in a position to operate across the sectors. Now that is why the integrated treasury is in a position. It is in a position so as to operate across the sectors and further across the different currency markets, and we can invest into the different markets, whether it is related to the capital market, money market, or related to the foreign exchange market. Is that clear? Okay, and further let us have a look at the functions of the integrated treasury. Let us have a look at the functions of the integrated treasury. So first function that were previously also being done by the treasury as a liquidity management, that is related to maintenance of the CRR and SLR, and further the global cash management for the bank for day-to-day activity purposes, and also it is providing efficient merchant services. When under this merchant services, the banks are basically, the treasury department is maintaining the different portfolios for the merchant itself, which includes foreign exchange and the advisory services, and also these are optimizing. The treasury is helping in optimizing by exploiting market opportunities in the forex market. Now you know what is basically exploitation of the opportunities. That is basically related to the arbitrage. That is basically related to the interest arbitrage. Now we have already gone through the definition of the arbitrage in the module A, but let me remind you, it is related to that now you are dealing globally under different markets. Now you are dealing globally under different markets, and now you are in a position that you know that the interest rate over here is lower than in that case of the interest rate over here. Now in this particular case, you know that there will be flow of the currency from this particular market to this particular currency. Okay, so that is the case behind it. And further, now you're in a position that you will be basically investing in these two markets simultaneously so as to make a profit out of it. That is basically said to be what? That is said to be arbitrage. And further, there is optimization of the profits by the treasury department, and further that is said to be what? That is said to be the exploitation of the opportunities. That is said to be exploitation of the opportunities. Okay, and further it is related to risk management. As I already told you that the treasury is basically related to maintenance of the surpluses, and further it is also bridging the gap between the deposits and further the daily needs. That is basically related to the risk management, and further assisting the bank management in the ALM2. Okay, that is related to the functions which are performed by the integrated treasury. Now let us have a look at the three distinct roles of the treasury. Now let us have a look at the three distinct roles of the treasury. Now there are three distinct roles. One of it is related to the liquidity management, the other one it is related to the proprietary positions, and third one it is related to the risk management. First of all, it is related to the liquidity management that we have already gone through. So it is a duty of the treasury so as to bridge up the gaps between the deposits and further the payments, that is the receipts and the payments, and further it is related to the liquidity management that comes under the purview which comes related to the maintenance of the CRR balances, and further related to the SLR too. Okay, and related to the proprietary positions, it is related to what, that the treasury may trade in currencies, securities and other financial instruments including the derivatives to contribute to the bank's profit. So when we are investing on the bank's behalf so as to earn the profit for the bank itself, that is basically related to proprietary position. That is basically related to proprietary positions. Now there are different instruments that you can deal into. Okay, likewise you can deal in the money market, you can basically invest in the capital market, you can do invest in the foreign exchange market. Now as per that, by exposure, by you must be having the exposure to this market by which you are basically earning the profits for the bank itself. That is basically related to the proprietary positions. Okay. Third, it is related to the risk management. So treasury will aid the management by bridging the asset liability mismatches. So if there is any kind of asset liability mismatch for some particular time horizon, that is particular to be filled by the treasury itself. So in that manner it helps in asset liability mismatch and further helps in managing the risk itself. Okay. Further, it is related to the multiple roles of treasury. So first of all, it comes to the ALM book. So related to the internal risk management, ALM, that is the asset liability mismatches are there, and those are further covered under the ALM book. And further, this is a traditional role of a treasury. This is a traditional role of the treasury, and related to the merchant book, where the client related currency and derivative transactions are booked, where the client related currency and derivative transactions are booked. So let us take the case where person A, that is a customer of bank XYZ, has booked a forward contract. Now this particular transaction is not related to the bank's position, because in this particular transaction the bank has not directly invested into the market. The bank is basically under a contract on the basis of its customers, so it will come under merchant book. And the entries related to the proprietary operations, when the bank is investing in the money, when the treasury is investing in the money into the different markets, whether it is a money market, capital market or the foreign exchange market, that will be basically booked into trading book. Okay, so these three books are being maintained. First, it is related to ALM book, second it is related to the merchant book, and the third one it is related to the trading book. Okay.